We're off.
We're off and running.
Is this where we've made episode 7? We're lasting here?
This is episode 7.
I'm Tarek.
I'm Zayd.
Collecting Stories, episode 7.
TM. Every week.
We're trademarking it now? Is that what TM?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Let's trademark it. Let's trademark it.
All right, so should we start with our week?
Yeah. Last week we mentioned we were both going to card shows.
That's right. I went. Did you?
I did go too.
Did you make good on your commitment?
I made good on my commitment. I actually have a few things to say about my card show.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll talk about card shows then in a bit.
Do I talk about my card show first, or should you go first?
Should we start with any pickups and then get to card shows?
I guess a lot of my pickups were at the card show, but I have this one.
And that's okay.
That I got from a break. Champions of the Deep.
Oh, that's a cool card.
It's another SpongeBob card that I got from a break. Out of 175. I like it. So I'll show a picture of that on the Instagram or the Google photos so everyone can see.
And I took pictures, by the way, of the previous episodes where I did not put them on the Instagram, so I'll get all of those uploaded there.
There's a backlog, I guess. Yeah. There's a backlog of it.
It's in research right now. Haven't you seen that? The flow at like PSA, the order gets received and then it goes into research and identification. I'm in research and identification.
Right. Research and identification, as in we haven't done anything to the card yet. And
well, they're identified. Well, that's, I guess, yeah, I haven't done anything.
It's sitting.
I did
in
take
a
pictures.
bin
I did take pictures.
Any pickups for you? Not
yes.
at the card show.
Oh, not at the card show? You want me to hold not at the... Okay, so I'll hold off card show pickups. Yeah, I have a couple. I'm going to wait on the ones that I haven't received yet for the next time. I like to show them as received. But this is, I guess, the one big pickup I got. I already took a picture of it, so it's cleared research and identification and ready to post. This is the... 2024 top Shohei Ohtani. It's the 1989 style. So the card this is how the cards looked in 1989 without, they were paper. But this is the orange foil. As you know from some previous discussions we've had, I picked up that Skeens foil out of 199, the red foil that I really liked. And I have I actually have a couple of other Ohtani foils. And I really like these paper foils for some reason. But on top of this is 35th, so this should age me. This is the 35th anniversary, so 1989 was actually around the year I started collecting. I was doing some collecting the year before, so not entirely. But so that whole style of card has some meaning to me.
Look at that card. It looks like a perfect card.
It does. It looks beautiful. And that's why, because it was an 8, it was, even though it's numbered out of 25, it was, relatively speaking, I thought inexpensive. And I looked at the card. It looks even better than it does in the picture, but it does look better than an 8. So I've been kind of eyeing it through the plastic, trying to see what's wrong. The corners, maybe. They look okay, though. When you come visit, or when I come visit you, we'll
inspect.
We'll have to take a look at it. Back looks great.
Might even crack it open.
I've never cracked anything open.
It's scary. It's scary.
I don't know. I don't know if I would do that. I'd have to think about it.
That is, I don't know. You might damage the card. What if PSA finds out?
I don't care about that.
No.
Because you can crack and resubmit. They're going to get paid for it. I do. I really like how it looks in the slab, regardless of the number. I do like their slabs. They're simple. They're straight lines, elegant. I have to say I do like their slabs.
The PSA slabs. Okay. Okay.
We could talk more about well, we're going to talk about
We got to get
the
through
card,
the card
show, I know, but I had some other thoughts on grading. We can maybe get to those
Yes,
in another
we'll
episode.
probably get to those even today.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I haven't had time to kind of collect all those thoughts, but
Okay.
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 No, that looks like a beautiful card, and I really like how it's the flagship and it's paper, and I mean it's foiled, but I mean it's the paper
It
set.
is paper though, yeah.
Not a lot of people, it seems like, value those cards as much as like the chrome or prism cards. So
Chrome always seems to, yeah, the chromium stock, as they would call it, is seems to be definitely held in higher regards than the paper stock.
yeah,
But these shine really nicely in the light, and they got kind of like this disco ball kind of feel to them.
and it's out of 25.
Moving them around.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Card show. So you have something to say about your card show. First, where was your card show?
Denver, in
Okay.
the middle of Denver at like the Stockyard Convention Center. I've never been there. I've been to a couple other Denver card shows and they haven't been there. But this place, oh my gosh! First of all, it was very hard to find. Even with Google Maps, it was really hard to navigate to this event center.
Okay.
So I'm already going in there kind of a little bit uneasy. And
On
then-
edge.
On edge. Then I have to pay for parking. $15.
Oh, jeez. Is that theirs, or is it because you have to park in like
It was
lot?
theirs. It was the convention centers. I thought that was kind of weird. I thought that was a little weird. Maybe not. Who knows?
It's a bigger town. I mean, if you go to the National and you took a car in there, you'd have to pay for parking there too.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
think it's more the city you're in versus the show itself. But okay,
So I was
anyways,
on
but fair,
edge
fair
already.
point. Fair point.
On edge already. Had to fork over $15, which I could have spent on cards.
Absolutely.
I drank one more cup of coffee than I usually do. So that's already making me feel weird. I go in there. Straight away, it's packed. It's just packed in there. With dealers, with buyers, with everyone.
Do you know how many? Can you estimate how many tables there were? Bigger than the Green Bay one?
So that's what I kind of wanted to talk about. The Green Bay one seemed more spread out than this.
Okay.
And it was impossible for me to like get up to any tables and to look at anything. And it was just a mess.
Which would imply, though, the show's pretty popular if there was that many people.
Right. I mean, half the tables were Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a lot of Pokemon people.
Yep.
I don't know how I feel about that. I feel good, maybe bad. I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel about that. But all I remember is that I couldn't go anywhere. I took a lap around, could barely see any cards. Finally found one table that I could actually like look at. It was in the very back. And that's actually where I picked up both of my cards. And I'll show them here now. One is this Adrian Peterson Upper Deck Masterpieces out of 199.
That's from 2009?
2008
8?
Upper Deck Masterpieces. Yeah, so it's not actually a photo of him. It's actually like a painting of Adrian Peterson. And then the second one I just thought was kind of funny. It's Michael Jordan card, 2019 Hanes, Fleer. Hanes as in like the underwear brand.
So that must have been like a, if it's 2019, imagine they had it's like a reproduction of or of a card from like the 80s or 90s. I don't know.
I'm guessing. I'm not sure, but it kind of has this cool blue foil on it as well. It's like camo foil. And then there's Michael Jordan. He's just being himself. Maybe wearing Hanes. I'm not sure. I just thought it was kind of a fun card, so I picked that up too. Both of them I got. It was $10 I paid. So, I mean...
And is that the only table? So you went in there, just looked at that table and gave up?
The other thing that I was getting upset about is the tables that I saw, there weren't any like interesting cards. You know? It was all like Prism or Topps Chrome. Like no inserts or like any variety. It was all just rookies. Their serial numbered cards, star players and everything. It felt bland. It felt very bland. And maybe I was just in a bad mood. But
No, I don't think so. I actually think that because I have had a similar feeling now when I go. I don't know if it's bland, so to speak, but like the cards I'm looking at aren't interesting me, and I don't think it's that the cards themselves aren't interesting. I think it's just that as you kind of evolve in collecting, you sort of get an idea of the types of things you're looking for, and you kind of grow a little bit, and the latest rookies that come out don't necessarily excite you. It's not always the newest thing. Sometimes
right.
you want to see something that's a little different, a little more eclectic, I guess. And so I think that that's normal.
Well, I was getting
I
frustrated because like the cards that I like, they just don't have any. They just did not have any. I mean, there were a lot of wrestling cards there, which I was like, oh, Tarek would actually really like this. Like there were like dollar bins and even like
but those
$5
don't
bins.
interest you that much, obviously.
Yeah, no, they don't interest me. But like it was cool to see that they have that because they usually don't have a lot of that. So, but I mean, I don't know. So I was there for maybe hour and a half, 2 hours, and it was just. And also, they serve food there. They were serving food, but it was like finger food. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Like, if you're putting nachos in your hands, don't be anywhere near collectibles or anything.
I'm in agreement on that. We can refer any listeners, if we have any, we can refer them to the episode where my wrestling, I had those NWO wrestling cards, and the person handing the cases had to put his fried chicken that he was eating down, and it is gross. Yeah.
Anyway, maybe this card show wasn't the best for me, but I do have hope for the next one because I do know I have been to Denver card shows before, like, and there was this one venue that I really liked, and I'm sure they're gonna go back to it. It was like a hotel or something. So the next one is in December, the next big one. So I'll probably go to that. Anyway, not to bring it down or anything. Maybe you can bring us back up, Tarek.
I can try. Yeah, Mike. The card show I went to was in Rockford, Illinois. It was put on by its premier card shows. They do a lot of card shows kind of in that area. And I like their shows. Usually they're well organized, and there are a couple of dealers there that have wrestling cards, so I've kind of gotten to know them, and I always go and see what they have. I made trades before with those people. This time it was a smaller show than I was expecting. There was maybe about 50 tables. It was not packed. There was plenty of people there, but it wasn't packed. There was plenty of space to move around. I did my normal routine, which is where I always take one pass entirely through before I decide to pick anything up. I mean, I guess if I saw something that just I knew that, hey, that price is right. I've been needing that card. It's one of the maybe sets that I'm working. I would buy it there, but I typically like to take a pass through. Like you, I didn't see anything. I didn't really know what I was looking for, to tell you the truth. So kind of I went in without a plan, but it wasn't bothering me as much this time. I was kind of there to enjoy it and see what was interesting people. It was about, I would say, 50% Pokemon too.
Wow.
So that's definitely a change I've noticed over the past few years, is just how the number of TCG tables has grown. I just walk past those tables. I don't even look at them. If there was some, I guess, Magic the Gathering, I might take a quick peek at, because there are some older Magic Gathering the cards that might interest me. I also want to see because I still have my MTG collection. If there's, how those are doing, I don't really track them that much.
Sure.
So I'm always curious.
Did you pick up anything?
I did. I was thinking though about things that I liked about this one. There was no food being served.
That's nice.
People were friendly.
Good.
I one thing I don't like, there was a number of tables that they didn't have prices on their cards in their display cases. That's kind of a pet peeve of mine. I really like to. It's not that I want buy from somebody who doesn't have prices. I'm less likely to, though, because, as you know, with me, I don't want to interact too much. I also get this feeling that the card is going to be comped right there, and when you're looking at a card, you kind of want to just be able. It's kind of like when I know it's different than a grocery store or a clothing store or whatever. But when I go in there, I just kind of want to browse on my own. And if I see something I like, know approximately what the price is going to be without having to talk to anyone. I don't want to have to ask about every single thing.
Totally agree. Or look up every single thing.
Right.
Yes.
The cards that did have prices, I thought they were people, and I think it just speaks to the market right now. Things were, I think, priced a little bit on the high side. Everybody who when I stopped to take a look, would say, hey, all prices are negotiable. So,
So they knew they were high.
probably. I mean, they probably also think that somebody's going to try to negotiate anyway. So maybe they go high, trying to reach a price that is relative to a current comp. I don't know, what the psychology is there, but again, it's something, when I see a price that's super high, I'm also less likely to want to, if it's like, let's say 20% higher than current comps, I'm probably not even gonna engage in a conversation.
Yeah. Because you're gonna end up paying $5 or $10 over anyway.
Yeah, and I'm never in a hurry to get anything. You know me, I'm pretty patient on stuff. So if I'll just wait until it comes online and try to negotiate a decent price that way, or just wait till it comes online at a lower price. So, but I always do want to buy at a card show. So if something is around the mark, around the comp, and even if it's not something that I'm super interested in, just because I'm at a card show, sometimes I just want to buy. So I might go ahead and make an offer on something like that. But this time, the person that I actually usually sells wrestling cards, he didn't have anything that I wanted this time. But he had a box of some baseball cards, and I picked through that, and he had some $2, $3 Otanis and Judges. I picked some of those up. Just hang on to them. I mean,
Yeah, they'll become.
always grab that kind of satiated my urge to buy something. I also picked up a card for you, actually 2 cards, but I can't find the other one right now. And I don't want to get up and get it, so I'll show you this one. I'll show you the other one another time. But I got you this 2022 Donruss Elite football. And Donruss Elite, by the way, it's kind of a paper foil type thing, so it's a little bit like
Yeah.
but the whole set's like that. I got this Justin Jefferson Star Watch die cut, super short print.
Oh my.
Looks pretty good. Centering might be off a bit. Yeah, centering might be off, but looked pretty good. I thought I was looking for. There's a lot of
That looks nice.
Justin Jeffersons in the area, so
I've actually been really, really enjoying die cut cards recently, and that looks really sweet. Well, thank you for thinking of me at the card show. That's really nice. That's
of course. I always am. And that was about the show for me. Now, even though I did what seemingly very little, I actually walked around for about 3 hours. So I do spend a lot of time looking through stuff. I went through a lot of dollar boxes, looking at things, just kind of, it's fun sometimes just to go through cards. This one gentleman had dollar boxes with a lot of late 90s, 2000 to 2010 basketball, and it was really fun to flip through there, and football too. And it's fun to flip through there and see the cards. And I actually did pick up some cards from him too. I forgot about that.
So yeah, I think
some Topps Chrome inserts and stuff like that.
I mean, I love walking around card shows as well, like taking my time and like not feeling in a rush. I think that's where a lot of frustration came to. Like I didn't feel like I could stay at one spot, sifting through dollar bins or something.
They actually had chairs too, so I could sift through the dollar bins and sit down, which was nice. They had like every table had like 2 chairs.
And you had Wi-Fi and service, probably?
Yes. Yep.
Nice. I didn't, so couldn't look up anything, or if I wanted to buy something on with Venmo, I couldn't do that. So
my the pluses for card shows for me would be, definitely not too crowded is helpful, but they can't really control that, and obviously the dealers want to get a lot of people in there. But things that I liked in particular about this show was the places to sit and look and sift through dollar bins, and just generally very courteous people. Not just the dealers, but the people at the show were also too very courteous. Things I didn't like would be not having cards priced. That's always a rub for
tough.
Me. But I can get over that.
One thing that I really did like about this one vendor is that the way that she sorted her cards. There's different ways you can sort dollar bin cards. Like a lot of people do it by team or by player or something. This one was like they were in like nice like bins, all of them top loaded, all of them sticker. Like a red sticker would be $2 or blue would be $5. Very easily to see. And then one of them was just all serial numbered cards. I liked that a lot because some of the times I don't really want to look through all of these kind of common cards or something. This one was all priced at like $3 a card, all of them serial numbered, basketball, for instance.
Yep.
Or soccer or something else. And it was just super organized. It was really easy. I kind of spent a lot of time there because that was kind of my happy place.
Yep.
And I'm sure they sell a lot more by doing that, because when you just stuff a bunch of cards in a thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a great point. I think I maybe subconsciously always thought that when a dollar box is sorted by team or by sport and then alphabetically, wrestling cards are great. There are some I know at another premier card show that I go to that this wrestling individual dealer wasn't there, but at another one he has them all sorted by with partitions by wrestler name, so you can just go to your wrestler
Nice.
and flip through there. Yeah, definitely nice because you don't want to. I mean, sometimes you just don't want to go through 5,000 cards to
Yep.
find what you're looking for.
And
Yeah,
like,
that's a good one.
I'm sure some people like sort them by date or like year, which I would really like as well, because if I'm sorting through like, I don't know, ultra modern cards like within the past 3 years, like sometimes I don't want those cards. I want maybe 2010s or 1990s or something. And when they're all mixed together, it tends to be a lot and time consuming.
Another thing that I would look for, I'm seeing this at a lot of the card shows I'm going to, is they'll have a box with slabs, like this slab here, that didn't grade a 10. So they'll have a box of like nines and eights and sevens, and it's fun to go through those. And you might see a decent card of someone you like, and it's not graded a 9, so it's heavily, or it's not graded a 10, so it's heavily discounted.
Heavily. Like, yeah,
It's amazing.
I
If
love those.
it's
Go ahead.
it's
I'm sorry.
amazing on the, yeah, the it's either a 10 or bust, basically, it seems like, because the values just deteriorate considerably when you get anywhere below a 10. And I think that's a great opportunity to go and look at the card. And I mean, usually I can't, it takes a lot for me to tell the difference between a 9 and a 10. And what I'll be looking for is centering, because centering's so obvious. So if it's not centered, I'll usually bypass it. But if the centering looks good and I really can't see anything else,
Like,
and
I
it's
can't
a card that
believe
I want, I'll take it.
I can't believe some of those cards go below grading price. Like,
Yeah.
I picked up this. This is at the last Denver card show, I think, like months ago. I picked up a Kevin Garnett PSA 8 rookie card for $15. I was like, it costs you 20 something grade.
Less than the cost of the plastic, yeah.
Man, I don't know, and it looks really nice. I don't know.
So I'm actually doing a lot more of that. That kind of gave me just another avenue or another purpose. So a plan, if you will, when I go to shows, my plan is now to look through some of those. I actually saw at the Green Bay show, the one where I wasn't feeling so well, I saw a nice Otani rookie. I think it was from 2018 Chrome, but it was the it was a variation. I think it was the 1983 variation. So it was formatted like a 1983. It had the layout of the 1983 Topps card, and it was probably $150, which was actually a pretty decent buy. And I kind of wish I would have picked it up, but thinking back, but I did not. So, but that is kind of a new plan of mine going in, is to look through some of those lower graded cards, which they won't even make space for those in a display case. They go in a box.
Yep, they're in the box. They're in the box. I actually really like those as well. So I like those well sorted cards. I like when there's space and chairs and light. It was pretty dark in there too. It was kind of gloomy. And I like when there's service, because there was this Christian Pulisic card. I think it was like PSA 9. It was in one of those boxes. And I was like, ooh, this is really cool. U.S. men's team 2018 Donruss. I really like this card. It looks cool, and I like it. But I just couldn't look up the price. Like, I could not get service. Like, I walked around the whole thing on my phone trying to look up this card. And I decided not to get it because I was like, well, I don't want to overpay for this thing if I can just get it raw for how much money. And I'm glad I didn't, because I went out of there and it was like $20 overpriced for their PSA 9. It was like,
Okay.
I wasn't going to negotiate under that amount.
Yeah, even as someone who's not intending to to sell the card, you just want it for your collection, but you still want to. I mean, there is the
Yeah.
you still want to get it at a better price so that you can get more stuff. Then, if you get something for if you overpay by $20, that's $20 in theory, you can't spend somewhere else, or you wouldn't want to spend somewhere else.
And I think last time we talked, I think you ruined me because you showed me on eBay you can type in the name and then trading card, and then you can click on filter and find all the serial numbered cards.
Yep.
And they just pop up. And last night I was just spending like an hour and a half just watch listing like a ton of those that I thought were really, really cool. I mean,
You got the bug now. I've
it's-
been doing that for years.
it's like going to a card show, you know? It's like going to a card show, but I don't know.
The immediate satisfaction isn't there. You still have to wait for the card to come in.
Right, exactly. So there are a couple cards that I was looking at there. I actually really like the Panini Contenders. I didn't realize that I liked that set so much. It's kind of a lower end set too. But Panini Contenders, basketball, football. Football one was the Supernatural insert.
You showed me that. I like that card too.
It looks pretty cool. But the ones that I found on there, they were really, really poorly centered for Justin Jefferson, at least.
Now, one thing to be just as kind of a warning is, remember when you check those boxes on the side with that kind of metadata over there, serial numbered, that it requires that whoever listed the card selected those options. So you don't always want to rely 100% on that.
Right.
There may be something that's serial numbered that doesn't show up under there.
Right. But it is a good way to kind of open the door to like new designs of cards that you've never seen before.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because those serial number cards, like some of them look really cool. Just like they just look so different from their base card that like I really enjoy them.
Yeah, so that's
Those were
That's
our
card shows.
highs and lows of the card shows. Highs and lows. I
trying to
did.
think if there was anything else that I'm forgetting. No, I don't think so. That's it.
My last SpongeBob break broke finally Monday, which was yesterday. And that's the one where I had 40 cards, 40 location cards. And I actually got a super short print. So the short prints are out of 25. They're not serial numbered, which I'm going to ask you, like, why aren't short prints serial numbered, even if there's a set amount that were printed?
Yeah, they just don't. I mean, kabooms are a good example of a short print that's not serial numbered. There's plenty of them, actually.
Well, the one that I got was Glove Universe, and it's like this atomic refractor for Topps Chrome. It looks pretty cool. It's sort of like cracked ice with prism, but that was pretty exciting. And then since I had 39 other locations, like I think I counted 6 serial numbered cards from the 12 box break. So I was pretty happy with that. Always fun to watch that. And I was waiting for this break for 2 weeks, I think. They had some trouble filling it, so.
And does this help you make progress towards your set?
Hopefully. I think I'm going to start buying singles soon. I mean, if I could get my hands on like a blaster or 2, that would really help, but they're just so expensive. It's really hard to...
One thing I was thinking is I wonder if at a card show, you might want to keep your eyes open, because I'm wondering if you're more likely to see SpongeBob cards intermingled with the TCG stuff versus the sports card
That's
dealers.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
And
Maybe
I'm
I
only
didn't.
thinking that because I skipped the TCG. I didn't think about it at all at the time. I wasn't thinking of SpongeBob, but I know I did not see any SpongeBob cards amongst the sports
I
cards dealers.
I didn't either on my end. I did see a lot of Cooper Flag rookie cards.
I
Just
didn't see that
base.
many of them.
And they were all
I
like
saw a few, but
$15 to
not many.
$20, which is kind of amazing to me. But
I did discover a new card though that I'm interested in. This is another reason I like card shows is sometimes you just see something that you didn't know about because you're not following those sets or anything like that. But I like to watch UFC. I don't really follow the sets per se though. But I noticed there's a card. It is a non-numbered short print. I think it's a case hit or less than a case, even harder than a case hit, I guess is the way I should put it, which would make it a super short print. But it's the UFC Titans, and it's a little bit got a downtown flavor to it for UFC. It's in Topps 2025 Chrome, so I'm excited about that. I've been on eBay. I came home and got on eBay and started marking some off because I was able to check the price there, and he was about 100% markup over what they were actually selling for on eBay. So
sheesh.
I didn't say anything. I just said, I looked at them and I said, oh, these are pretty cool. And I thanked him and said, I'll probably think about it. And then
I mean, sometimes I think about the dealers like that's a lot of work to price out all these cards, you know? Like to keep on top of it since they fluctuate so much, you know? Cuz even at a card store that I went to, I think it was here, it was like Windsor, and there was this Jalen Hurts card that was like $60 over what it was selling on eBay. And he wasn't there, the owner wasn't there to negotiate. And I was like, wow, they got to like just be on top of this at all times.
I think that's probably the reason a lot of, I would guess, I would like to try to, we've talked about this, is I would like to try to have a table
Yeah.
at a card show, and I think it'd be fun to, if you were around to have a table together. But I really think that that's the reason people probably don't price is because it takes so long to reprice. That'd just be my guess.
Yeah.
Since I haven't done it, I can't say that for sure. But that said, I have to think that if you price and you keep your prices up to date, you'll sell more. Because I think people will just come up and point and say they want to. I'm sure there's people that don't even negotiate the price. I mean, I've done that on some when I see them, and it's a fairly good price, even if it's like at comps, but the card looks really good. Hey, I'll take that, and then no questions, no questions asked.
I mean, yeah, they're pricing it like you don't want to be disrespectful to their prices or anything. It's like,
No, I never say anything.
yeah,
I
that's
never say anything.
You can think things. Just make sure you
Yeah,
don't say them out loud.
Yeah, that's not my business or my place to say anything. If people can price their cards however they want, I don't think it's their cards and they can do what they want with them. I'm certainly not going to be the price police.
Did you see so Teapot came out with a new video just yesterday or today. Did you see what
I
it
did
came out
not,
with?
but I saw the while I was driving to the card show, I listened to the one that you sent me.
Oh, which one is
You
that?
sent me a YouTube with Jeff Wilson
Oh.
talking about the card, and then Teapot kind of responding and giving his take. I listened to that as a podcast in the car, and I thought Teapot's. I liked Teapot's analysis of things. I thought he
I
did a
think it
very
was
nice,
good.
good job of articulating the issue.
For the listener now, the issue was about how PSA upcharges you if you get a good grade on an expensive card. And the argument is that PSA is not doing any more work to grade this card or anything. Why should we be paying them 20% of what this card is worth out of our own pockets? That was that conversation. The new video that he came out with was like his strategy or his mindset about grading cards, which cards he should be grading. And I think you would really appreciate this video, Tarek, because you're on the fence about a lot of cards to be graded. Mm-hmm. And he was mentioning you could grade with anyone. He chose to do it with PSA. And he was saying that if you grade it, it has to be an over $25 card raw. Like that's his point. And it has to make, in a PSA 10 at least, it has to make like 4 times the amount raw. You know, what am I trying to say?
Yeah, so it would have to be, if it was a $25 card you were grading,
has to be over $100.
Graded at 10, it would have to be over 100 to be worth the time. Because I think he's saying that it's approximately $25 to grade when you count shipping back and forth, yes. Insurance. Maybe it's even a little more than that. So you're talking $50. Is it worth your time to grade a card and then go and sell it for $55?
And I
think that's kind of where he's going with that.
And I've made that mistake already many times. Like I've graded $10 cards and I've only sold them for $50, and it's like I made like $5 on that. It's like why'd I even do that? And that's
I guess it presumes though also. I mean, I will look at it. I am interested in hearing the thoughts, but it also presumes that the person wants to sell the cards that they're grading.
Right. And I think he does go into that a little bit. I can't remember the whole video on the top of my head. I just remember that you guys, the listeners, should watch it. And you should definitely watch it, Tarek. And if Teapot is listening, thank you for all that you've done.
Zayd is a big Teapot fan.
We don't want you on the podcast yet because we're not worthy of your presence. Teapot.
Says who?
Who says me?
Okay.
This is 50-50, and I think I get a veto on something. until I'm ready.
Well, you have a secret, well, not so secret admirer anymore, Teapot.
Yeah, that's right. Now I'm really curious about what the other card you got me was, but maybe we can.
It wasn't an expensive one, and I will show it to you afterwards, and then we'll leave that as a little suspense,
a clip
for the little suspense for the listener,
a cliffy cliff
for the 3 listeners.
After this podcast, suspense. I'm going straight to eBay. I'm gonna probably buy a bunch of cards, bunch of those. They're inexpensive. They're like $2 to $3 cards, but they look so cool.
I did something today that I typically don't do. I did buy a card, but it was the fashion in which I bought it. It popped up. I always set my save searches, so I had a notification. I'll share what the card is next time. But it had a price, and I favorited it, and I was really kind of on the fence. I mean, I liked it, but and then I got a offer, which happens all the time, but usually the offers are kind of garbage. They like take $1 off or something like that. Mm-hmm. This one was enough off that I actually I got a notification. I looked at it. I said, that's a price I would have offered on it. So I just accepted it, and I bought it just like that without even thinking about it. So
dang,
I'll regret it later.
The impulse when you found the big old scratch on the surface of it.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. If I'm gonna find something on there. Maybe I did look at it. I mean,
Yeah,
usually
yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah.
even
I'm just kidding about
I
that.
wouldn't even favorite it if I saw that on there. So I did take one more look at it to make sure as best I could and I thought, wow, it looks pretty good. I'm gonna take it.
How do you manage all of your watch list items? Because I get like,
Poorly.
okay, good. Me too. I just, I click watch it and then I get all these notifications like, oh, you got an offer from this one. And it's like, I don't, I don't know what I clicked watch on. I don't know which one is even worth buying. Yeah.
I do go in there probably about once a month if I'm just sitting watching TV, and I'll go through a pass and remove any that I think don't need to be there. And I'm pretty liberal in doing that because I figure if it's sat on there for that long, it's kind of like clothes in your closet. If you haven't
Yeah.
worn them for a year, give them to Goodwill.
Yeah.
And then I go through all the ended ones. Those are a lot easier to delete, but I like to go through and see I was interested in at one time and how much it sold for. So it's kind of a fun exercise to do when you're watching a football game or something like that. And
It's good. I just got 3 new notifications during this podcast for watch list items. I'm like, okay, maybe there's a way I can turn those off and just
I think you probably can. It's always good to see them because you might get one. Like I said, I don't think I've ever just responded. This might be the first time I've actually done that. I usually just ignore them, but this one was good enough that I kind of had an offer because the listing did have best offer on it, and I kind of looked at the prices earlier in the morning, and I thought if I were to offer, I'd probably offer around this. And then somebody must have been reading my mind.
Do you think it's worth to go through some of the watch list stuff and kind of comp out what they've been selling for, or like does it not matter when it's like super cheap cards, not cheap, but I mean less expensive.
Yeah, I guess if I don't know.
You've never done
I'd
it?
have to think about that a little bit. I usually have an idea of what the card is valued at before I watch it. For example, if I know something is a $50 card and because as you're looking, you can see the prices, right? You're usually looking at a certain card. And so when you do a search on this card, you usually see from low to high what the prices are. If somebody has a card that's marked up 50% from the next highest one, I'm probably not going to watch it.
That's a good point.
There's a point where I think it's in the range or I don't think it's in the range. And all right. Well,
All right.
we're at about 48 minutes.
48
Let's
minutes. Let's wrap it up.
let's wrap it up. Until next time, I'm Tarek.
And I'm Zayd.
You're listening to Collecting Stories. Thanks.